Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer welcomes you to our biggest clearance sale of the year, the Happy Honda Days sales event. Get year-end clearance pricing on over 900 new Hondas, plus a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Honda. Save thousands on your new Honda right here at Team Honda.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping that all is well with you and yours in our COVID-19 existence these days. Since the last time, obviously, we had the opportunity to spend some time with you. You know, all of us, I guess, in life have our, quote, crosses to bear. And as you get older, you hopefully, aside from acquiring more knowledge, you also acquire more wisdom. I have never professed, nor will I ever, for that matter, profess to be the most learned individual on the planet. I do, however, pride myself on common sense. Hence my shortfall in life and my lack of patience with stupidity. I don't know about you guys and girls, but it is painful to watch in this information age where we have access to more knowledge than any other time in the history of our species, to watch us apparently regress with common sense. Conventional wisdom holds that as the species progresses, aside from acquiring more knowledge, we should also have a more sensical view of the things around us, i.e., everyday life. But it seems as though the more knowledge we gain these days, the more idiotic we become. It's painful to watch. And in many instances, it becomes life or death situations. In the most recent issue of Cosmopolitan magazine, a big flap has emerged. Here in the state of Louisiana, we suffer from an obesity epidemic. America, for that matter, suffers from an obesity epidemic. The world, many parts of Europe, suffering from an obesity epidemic. And of course, we all know that obesity opens the door for a myriad of other problems. And when you are talking morbid obesity, that's a whole nother ball game. There is a reason why it is called morbidly obese. You're on your way, if you continue down that path, to dying. Well, Cosmopolitan magazine like so many others in this age of political correctness, is attempting, apparently, don't you do it, Alan Traylor. Inside joke. Is that electric or gas powered? No. I may have to tell y'all about this later. Cosmopolitan magazine apparently is attempting to redefine what is healthy. I'm going to show you on screen 2 of the 11 pictures from this edition of Cosmopolitan magazine, and you tell me what you think. Jonathan, if you would pull up these 2 pictures. You notice the caption, "This is healthy." Cosmopolitan magazine attempts to justify this by referring to the women's mental state. I don't think there is a single person, well, let me back that bus up. There can't be many people that can look at these pictures and think, quote, "This is healthy." Now, let me say for the record, y'all, I am not picking on these women, because at the end of the day, that's someone's wife, someone's mother, someone's sister, someone's aunt. But these people, Marty's like, "It ain't related to me." Well, yeah, right. Can't use those terms anymore because that's not politically correct. But this person has other persons that want them to be around as long as possible. And they are actively engaged in shortening their lifespan. This is what happens when you buy into progressiveness. What is so ironic to me about this is that it's the liberals that will tell us, well, you got to listen to the science. It's the science. It's science. Well, let's explore that. Science has shown us that the demographic most impacted by COVID-19 are people with existing comorbidities, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease. If you have high blood pressure and you contract COVID, you have a greater chance of dying from it. If you are diabetic and you contract COVID, you have a greater chance of dying from it. If you have heart disease and you contract COVID, you have a higher chance of dying from it. Science has proven if you are obese, much less morbidly obese, you have a greater chance of developing high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease. So in the instance of these women promoted as this is healthy, you have now quadrupled the chance of your existence ending earlier. In an interview with the editor attempting to justify this, she went so far as to get indignant with the reporter when called out about it, saying indignantly, where in this article does it say this is healthy? On the cover. Where does it say in this article that this is healthy? Right there on the page. Now, in an ideal world, standing in the checkout line, you look at this and you go, what kind of idiocy is this? What kind of lunacy is this? But in today's world, where up is now down and down is now up, the number of individuals that will look at that and take it at face value is alarming. And I guess we have now abandoned responsibility totally. In the interview with the editor of Cosmopolitan, she repeatedly claims, well, I'm a journalist and I'm not here to cast judgment. But you are. You're telling people this is healthy. You're making a judgment. And there's a responsibility. But I think all of this is symptomatic of a larger problem. For whatever reason, we have allowed whomever, and I will leave to you to decide who's responsible. But we have allowed ourselves to arrive at a point now where we are no longer responsible for anything. When you reach that point in a society, degradation will follow. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think it's in the first one, maybe in the second. I forget. But there's a line in it that says, when sickness thrives, bad things follow. I fear for the soul of my country. And if it were only just this, Cosmopolitan, that would be one thing. But the number and the ever-increasing frequency with which we see individuals apparently totally detached from reality, and even worse, attempting to mold something to fit a new reality, is frightening. Bill and Kev talked about it. I want to talk about something related to this as well, but I got to get my first break out of the way. What is happening to us? Is this biblical? Is this an unintended offshoot of some social phenomenon? Let me get this break out of the way. When we come back, I'm going to talk about amen and a woman. You can't make this stuff up. That's next, here on the Clarence Bugg Show. Stay close.
owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Get 0.9% financing for 60 months on every new 21 Mazda, plus 90 days deferred payments during the season of inspiration at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. We started today's show talking about this troubling trend in America and in general around the world, but obviously this is where we live, where we matriculate, so it's more concerning for what is happening here in this country. And it's amazing how things just fall into place sometime. If you were with us yesterday, you know we talked about the fact that they unveiled the new rules for the 117th Congress and how gendered names are now banned. You can no longer say mother and father and sister and brother and parent and sibling and grandmother and all of these things in this age of political insanity. Well, lo and behold, right after the new rules, they opened the 117th session of Congress. And as is typically the case, they open with a prayer. United States Representative Emanuel Cleaver, former pastor of St. James United Methodist Church in Kansas City, Missouri, for 37 years delivered the prayer. In the prayer, he does what typically people do. You ask for guidance and protection and wisdom and knowledge and so on and so forth. Then he gets to the end and he says, we, quote, ask this in the name of the monotheistic God Brahma, and God known by many names, by many different faiths. And he concludes with amen and a woman. Excuse me? Amen and a woman. Now, if in fact you are attempting to be politically correct, in the first place, who in their right mind thinks that amen is a gendered term? Who does that? Much less a pastor of 37 years and a sitting congressman. If you were attempting to fall in line with the new Democratic-led rules for the 117th Congress, I guess that is what that is. Go ahead on with your bad self, if that's what you're attempting to do. But to butcher the English language and the rules of grammar at the same time is something else. If you were going to do that, you would have been better served, would you not, saying a man and a woman. To mix the two, amen and a woman, of course now, at the same time, it really shouldn't be all that surprising, because in the state of Georgia, in the Senate runoff election, Warnock, pastor of a mega church, is also a huge proponent of abortion. A pastor hugely in favor of abortion. Listen, y'all, I understand full well that in this great republic of ours, enshrined in our Constitution, is the right to worship as you see fit. Also enshrined is the right not to worship at all if you choose not to. But when you have individuals, pastors of mega churches, pastor of 37 years closing a prayer with amen and a woman, you start to wonder about the moral decline in our country. Say what you will about the founding fathers, and Clarence, I don't believe much that the founding fathers wrote because some of them owned slaves. I understand that argument. But at the end of the day, there is no denying the fact that they understood and based our laws, our rights, and our freedoms on morality, which is why it is included certain inalienable rights bestowed upon us by the Creator. You don't have to be the brightest bulb in the chandelier, y'all, to look at what is going on in our country and has been building incrementally over time and is now picking up more steam and more steam and more steam. Listen, I'm not here to preach. I'm just making an observation. And if you as an individual can't see it, then either, one, there's something wrong with your eyes, or two, you are purposely closing them. At the end of the day, typically, you get the government that you vote for, unless the election is stolen, and that's a different show for a different day. You get the government you vote for and the society that you allow. Now, folks that are pursuing the agenda of destroying this republic, they are who they are and they do what they do. I don't begrudge them that. It is America. You have that right. But what is particularly appalling and concerning for me, and I make no bones about it, I am a God-fearing, flag-waving, NASCAR-loving black conservative. I know some of y'all don't like that, but it's America. That's your right, as it is my right to be who I am. And at the end of the day, I will not be one that chooses to remain silent. But it is bothersome that in a nation like ours, founded upon the principles we were founded upon, so many individuals that are 180 degrees opposite from what we are witnessing happening in this country and choose to remain silent. Evil flourishes when good men remain silent. Evil flourishes when good men do nothing. You know, it's one thing to notice what is happening. It's one thing to be disturbed about what is happening in our country, but it's entirely something else to sit quietly while it happens. There's such a thing as, in a court of law, guilt, well, in the court of public opinion, forgive me, guilt by association. There's also something in the human experience of quiet acquiescence. Well, I don't want to ruffle no feathers, Clarence, and I don't want to. Well, that's why we find ourselves where we find ourselves. One of the amazing traits about the human species, when something happens and you know better and you sit quiet, others assume, and yes, I know I did not say assume, others assume that it's okay with you. Others assume I must not be all that far off base because, after all, those who know better didn't say anything. And one day you wake up and you wonder, where has our America gone? Let me get this bottom of the hour break out of the way. You know, there are many people that are of the opinion, Clarence, what we're seeing right now, from 9/11 to Ebola to COVID to the lockdowns, all of this is just a means of destroying this country by removing our civil liberties. Got a story that's going to really make you wonder, and it involves a state legislature. That's up next on the Clarence Bugg Show. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masking up will slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up. Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At Team Toyota, Toyotathon is underway. It's your chance to save during our biggest sale of the year. Get our lowest prices and our lowest payments on every new Toyota. Plus, get a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Toyota. Right now at Team Toyota.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. You know, anytime there is a story of any significance whatsoever, there are always individuals out there that look for a hidden agenda or some, quote, angle. You, I'm sure, have heard any number of conspiracy theories surrounding COVID-19. Trying to wreck the U.S. economy, trying to cast the president, Donald J. Trump, in a negative light. World depopulation, New World Order stuff, Illuminati stuff, all sorts of theories. And you have probably as well heard, in conjunction with COVID-19, things like 9/11, you've heard individuals say, man, all of this is just about ushering in a new world order and eroding our civil liberties. In the wake of 9/11, the Patriot Act removed from us many of the protections that were there regarding our civil rights and civil liberties. And of course, they sold this bill of goods to us under the guise of it's for your protection. And you've heard me say over and over again a phrase that I have coined with the reduction in civil liberties: freedoms and liberties encroached upon by government are seldom, if ever, returned intact. Enter COVID-19 and a bill, A416, that is currently being debated in the New York State Assembly. That is the equivalent of the Louisiana legislature. This bill, introduced by Democrat Assemblyman Noah Nicholas Perry, surprise, surprise, Democrat. This bill would give Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York the authority to order, quote, the removal and detention of cases, contacts, and carriers who are or may be a danger to public health. You heard me right. The language in this bill is frightening. And to think that they would even debate this, well, to think that they would even consider this as legislation, much less debate it, is frightening. The language in this bill would give Governor Cuomo the right, quote, the person or group of persons shall be detained in a medical facility or other appropriate facility or premises. It also, the language of the bill, says that, quote, in the opinion of the governor, after consultation with the commissioner, this person or persons may pose an imminent and significant threat to public health. It also, in this bill, would give the governor the right to hold the person for up to 60 days without any due process whatsoever. Well, Clarence, you got to understand, it's COVID-19 and that's a serious disease. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Because the language in the bill never once specifically mentions coronavirus. It broadens the governor's police powers to, quote, any communicable disease for which the governor declares a state of health emergency. It doesn't even mention deadly disease, just any communicable disease that the governor decides we need to have a health emergency about this. So it could be done for the flu. It could be done for an STD. What is even more bothersome about this proposed legislation? It doesn't mention any kind of criminal or antisocial behavior. No intent. Now, we've all seen cases where individuals have been prosecuted because they knew they had a disease, refused to acknowledge it, and went out and engaged in behavior to spread the disease. We've seen cases where individuals with HIV that knew they were HIV positive and still went out and had unprotected sex with as many people as possible. This bill makes no mention at all. So in essence, you don't even have to be sick. If the governor or the commissioner suspects that you may / or may not have COVID, you can be snatched up off the street. You can be snatched up out of your home. You can be snatched up out of your business, detained for up to 60 days with no due process whatsoever. Additionally, any person you've come in contact with without a test can also be picked up and detained in a health or other facility or premises for up to 60 days with no due process whatsoever. I understand the fear that the media has instilled in so many people behind COVID-19. I get it. But like 9/11, there is absolutely no reason, no justification to circumvent the Constitution to, quote, protect us. The Constitution very clearly, there should be no argument about this at all, protects us from overreaching government. You are presumed innocent until you are proven guilty. The burden of proof specifically lies with the state. And this bill, if approved, would allow the governor or his commissioner to snatch you up and hold you and everyone you have come in contact with for up to 60 days with no due process whatsoever. Without a test and without any proof that you are, quote, a danger, an imminent danger to public health. Now I know what some of y'all are saying. Clarence, I can't believe you're going to buy into that conspiracy theory. The mere fact that someone would propose legislation of this sort tells me all I need to know. Who in their right mind, after swearing an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, would reasonably think that this is a good thing? And while I'm not a betting man, I'll take odds that if this passes in New York, the other 49 states and the District of Columbia, you better watch out. Not upon confirmation of a positive test for some communicable disease, but on a suspicion, on a freaking suspicion. 60 days with no due process at all. All because we got to protect you. Land of the free, home of the brave? Let me get the final break of today's show out of the way. We'll do that, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican. The Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. We're cleaning house. Hey, you missed a spot. We're cleaning house, y'all. Send all hate email to alantrailer@gmail.com. You know, one of the very basic planks in the foundation of this country is a free press. The founding fathers, in their wisdom, understood the importance of you and I, as Americans, being able to access information that is free of undue influence, having the ability to have men and women give us facts and allow us to make up our own minds, and as a result, then determine how we stand on any issue and the direction we want our country to go in as a result therein. A new poll out from the Gallup polling organization, speaking of troubling trends in America, shows the highest number of Americans in history with little or no trust in the media. This latest poll from Gallup shows a majority of those responding, 60% of Americans polled, said they have little or no trust at all in the media to report on the news, quote, fully, accurately, and fairly. I don't know if this is more a reflection on the media or on we, the people. I tend to believe, that's for America, by the way, that just went by. We're ailing that bad these days. I, for one, tend to think that the media will only do what we allow them to do. If they continue to feed us half-truths, completely ignore Hunter Biden laptop, other stories, Hillary Clinton emails, what really happened at Benghazi, the whole nine. If we allow them to go unchallenged with this, then they will continue to do what they do. It's one thing to point the finger of blame at biased media outlets. It's something else entirely for you to sit quietly while they do it. Again, evil flourishes when good men do nothing. To show you the extent of how the media can influence what you think and how you conduct yourself, consider this, if you will. Social justice has become a buzzword in today's America. Social justice warriors now attack all sorts of causes in an effort to restore justice to some segment of society that's been disproportionately affected. I think we can pretty much all agree that the social justice warriors typically are overwhelmingly liberal or progressive. In this world of ours, in 2020, 1.8 million people, it is estimated, died from COVID-19. Meanwhile, in 2020, 43 million babies were killed in the womb. 1.8 million died on one hand from a disease. On the other hand, 43 million were purposely killed in the womb. Which one did we lose our minds over. 1.8 million versus 43 million. And which one did we, oh my God, oh my God. Which one did we lose our minds over? There's something afoot here, y'all. And I will leave to you to decide. Well, Clarence, if you look at it, it's pretty easy to draw a parallel between now and the end times. Just read the book. Read the owner's manual. It tells you. I will leave to you to decide. But if you are one of those that's of the opinion that all is fine in Denmark, not literally. If you're of the opinion all is fine in Denmark, you're a big part of the problem. Well, Clarence, I'm just one person. It's not a whole lot I can do. Well, I beg to differ. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the proverbial single step. It's funny to me to watch people that will walk through a parking lot, see a smattering of pennies on the ground, and won't stop to pick them up. If it was $1, you'd pick it up. But what is $1? It's a collection of pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. It's kind of like life. If you don't do the little things well, you'll never do the big things well. Because the big things are just an amalgamation of small things. Some of y'all ain't going to get that till later, but that's okay, long as you get it. Something's rotten in Denmark, y'all. And if we don't fix this thing soon, this does not bode well for us. That being said, I'm ahead of you this time, Marty. My time's up, and I got to go. But this day, maybe more so than any other, I give it to you. You're right. America, we are not perfect. But doggone it, for this old boy's money, it's still the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord. Oh, yeah, he loves you, and so do I. Ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.